Today we're going to talk a little bit about the sitting position. When you go to shoot the leg match or the national trophy individual match, it is a 50-shot match. 10 shots standing, 10 shots rapid fire sit, 10 shots rapid fire 300 yards, and 20 shots slow fire at 600. Now in our discussions about standing and prone, we discussed those positions and the courses of fire. The only difference between the national trophy individual and the president's match is the sitting position for positions, and you have 10 more shots fired at 600 yards slow. But for this segment, we'll focus on the sitting position and what you need to do to be ready for sit. Ideally, we would just be able to grab the rifle, sit down, point it in the right direction, and fire it. 10 shots. Sounds easy. However, there's going to be some factors that you'll want to consider while wearing this uniform that may affect the outcome of that string of fire. For beginners, we talked about acquiring your real estate. It's listed on your card. And now for the sit, you need to do basically the same things. Preparation goes a long way, filling out your scorebook, loading your magazines ahead of time. But when you actually get to the line, you want to come prepared. Chances are you'll arrive with your coat on. Your mat will be rolled up. And through practice, you'll know which way you would like your mat to give you the best advantage. I like to fold my mat twice to give me the right amount of padding to fill in for any voids that may be underneath me. Or if the ground is wet, it keeps me drier longer. Since I'm a left-hander, I'll find my position my mat, and gain a good sitting position. Now my legs will be different than most left-handed shooters because I've become accustomed to using them this way. I'll snap the top two of my coat and I'll unzip the sides if you have that ability, because the stuff down here really doesn't matter. There's one other thing that I'll do for sitting with regards to what I'm wearing now, and that is, since I have a rather large midsection, you loosen your belt. By loosening your belt and maybe undoing the top button, you'll allow that area to expand that needs to expand when you're burning oxygen. So if you're tight, just loosen up. You have your sweatshirt or shirt, your blouse to cover it, and relax, okay? This will go a long way because the first thing that gets starved for oxygen is our eyes. And one of the most important parts of our body when it comes to shooting to keep a good shot are your eyes. So we'll get into the position with respect to the target. I'm looking at the target. Adjust your scope if you have one so that you can look at it between shots 2 and 3. Have your equipment prepared. Your ammunition already loaded. That's what makes the carrier nice, is it's already set. And then you'll have a magazine of 2 and a magazine of 8. If you mark your magazines, it's an advantage because then you won't make a mistake loading or reloading. And you'll have a 3-minute preparation period in which to get ready. During that 3-minute preparation period, besides putting your gear together and get ready, you may want to think about what you perceive the match to be. Is there wind? We'll make those corrections ahead of time. Take a look in the scope. And for the sitting position, it's the tightest one. For me, it's 6 holes up from the bottom. You could mark your sling, or you could just count the number of holes. I got in the habit of counting holes because the slings will stretch and it could change slightly. And there's no guarantee that every manufacturer is going to mark their slings the same way, with the same distance between the end and the 6th hole. Okay. So now we have a good position. You can just click the red button. There we go. So once you've established your position, you'll have your rifle, your 2 magazines, and you'll have established your natural point of aim during your preparation period. So now we get to the firing piece. There's going to be a total of 10 shots, a magazine of 2 and a magazine of 8. On the line, they will give the command, shooters rise. So now you have your position. You want to stay, keep your feet in it, and just stand straight up if you can. They'll give the command with the proper amount of rounds. Load. Is the line ready? The line is ready. Ready on the right, ready on the left, all ready on the firing line. Your time will begin and you can commence fire when your targets appear. So you wait, target's up, sit back down into position, spend the time in the beginning to establish the correct position where you're on your target. Take a look at that number board down there. Make sure, if you're not naturally on it, jiggle around to get into position. You want to close the bolt, concentrate on the front sight, bang, quick breath, relax, dress it up, bang. Just like that, okay? Close the bolt, check your target. 2 in the X-ring, we're good to go. Back into position, concentrate. Number 3 is the one where everybody loses it if you don't pay attention. Relax, boom. Keep your face glued to the stock, naturally looking through the sights. Concentrate on the front sight. You're gonna do this for 8 more. Take a few, you can wait a couple of shots, then take a breath, but that breath will make a difference because your eyes start starving right away. 8 shot, boom. Done, magazine out, safe empty chamber indicator in, and wait. Don't get out of position yet. You could have what they call an alibi, where that's where that second set of magazines comes in handy. Otherwise, if there is an alibi, wait till the targets come up, take a look in there, okay? You see, hey, 2 X's, 8 10s, right? 100 with 2. Plot your book. Your scorekeeper's gonna come over, show you your scorecard. The line, they'll say, you can come out of position now. Are there any alibis? You know, blah, blah, blah. No alibis. If you have a jam and it's not going to be cleared right away, just stay there in position and put your hand up. Don't do anything else. They'll come over and they'll say, alibi on position 7. And they'll say, you know, don't do anything till they tell you, clear your rifle. You pull it back to the rear, and then they'll look, see if there's a dent or whatever, and then you refire the whole string, all right? Now, if you fired 3 shots and you have an alibi, those 3 count. You get the low 7 of the refire, all right? Are we clear on that? If it's a 10-shot string and you already fired 3 and they count those 3, you get the low 7. So hopefully your low 7 are 10s or X's. But that's how it works on an alibi, a refire. Okay, the rule book is out there. It's probably a good idea. Get in the rule book if you can. But alibis are one of those things. Now, what are your questions on the sit position? It's not much different, but those little things like loosening your belt, getting that natural point of aim, and then being prepared, just have your 2 and 8 ready to go, that'll make all the difference in the world. Other than that, you want to make sure your weapon's clean, lubricated, ready to go. You'll be facing the other way.
Yeah, but your left foot is on top of your right?
The way I'm sitting right now, I'm sitting the way a right-handed shooter should sit. But he's facing the other way. He's facing that way. The reason is you want to get this up higher. But I've learned how to work this, and this is more comfortable for me. It's just the natural way that I sit. I'm ambidextrous, so for me it works differently. But for you, it's the same way. Left over right, and then you're facing the other way. Just try it. You'll know, because it'll come naturally for you. Okay, So when you're done, since you already have your slings established, they're going to look something like this. You don't need to, I just throw it back in the rack and take it back there because, you know, I don't need to go through all this. But yeah, in order to get it back to parade sling, you just pull that down, pull this up. And there aren't holes up here, but I'm going to make holes in mine eventually so that it's like that. But right now, the closest hole is right here. That's why it's a little loose for when I shoot offhand. But I'd rather have it a little loose and have it ready to go than have to fool around and making any changes. I mean, right now I can go to any one of them real quick. So that's how it goes for sit. Okay, let's go over the points about sitting again. 60 seconds from stand, you know, when the targets come up, you have 60 seconds. So you want to get down, get in position. That's not going to be the case when you shoot, say like a league we shoot on Tuesday night or NRA week. They start in the sitting position, they don't get up. But you will get up for the presidents and the leg. That hasn't changed, and that can be a big variable. But remember, for everybody else it's a big variable too. So they're fighting just as much as you are. Let's see, what else can I tell you about this? Being prepared is 90% of the game. The timer for this rapids, you're not going to look at it. So I don't use my timer for rapids. I use my timer for things like slow fire. So I don't run out of time, 10 shots. Rapids, you just have to develop a cadence. You know, you could have a big timer laying there and watch it, but, you know, if you're looking at the timer, you're not looking at the sights. You have to develop, what is a minute? What is 70 seconds?